some action coming out level 1. Red team looks like they want to pick up the kill on Blitzcrank. I don't think they can. Blitzcrank pulls in the Nasus, or the Scion, sorry, and Shady's dropping really low. Shady dies to Caitlyn. Red team picks up first blood and gets the flash off on Orianna. Now, the jungler, Sejuani, should be looking at this and saying, I'm going to camp the shit out of this guy. Like, I'm going to come in and I'm going to make this guy's life hell for the next 5 minutes until he gets his flash back up. Both these teams right now are 3-0. They are the two best performing teams so far, and they're going head-to-head to see who gets the first seed in the upcoming bracket. Once bracket starts, there will only be 4 teams left. It's going to be a semifinal and a final match, and this decides who gets seeded where, and 2 teams will be eliminated before we begin that bracket. Stax now going in and starting his blue buff. Nautilus helping out, giving him a good leash, and pretty standard start from both teams after that invade. It looks like Red Team has the slight advantage, but really that single kill is not going to be a life and death difference. Although bot lane is going to have a rough time with young Banshee having a kill up already and being able to back with an extra 300 gold in his pocket. So going out in the beginning, it looks like top lane is going to be a wet noodle fight. Probably won't be looking up there too much. Going to be focusing on the other 2 lanes because, yeah, they're just going to slap each other around and not do any damage. Bot lane is going to be a very volatile lane with the Blitzcrank Ashe post 6 being a total terror to play against. Anata gets hooked, but goes ahead and burns exhaust and saves herself. Caitlyn picking up another kill on Locked. That is bad news for blue team. Bot lane looks like it's going to be a really rough time for them. Kiting all day, just barely staying alive, popping an HP pot, gets that final amount of health that really just seals the deal and makes sure that he doesn't die and become Caitlyn's 3rd kill. Blue team's going to have to focus a lot on just stifling that bot lane because already they're off to an explosive start. Caitlyn with an incredible early game already. If she hits her spike quickly, spike being an attack speed crit item and an IE, she's going to be just mowing through people mid-game and a total force to be reckoned with in the turret pushing game. Sejuani having a real rough time against her red buff. Almost dead. Oh my god. And Sejuani gets roasted by that red buff. That's gotta hurt. Yeah, just, you know, sorry. I shouldn't have captured that on stream. That sucks. Hopefully he can come back strong. Dying to the jungle is not as punishing as it used to be. So Vel'Koz mid is an interesting pick. Not something that we have seen a lot of today. But his play so far has been excellent. He knows how to thread those Qs through and get that hit in, and he focuses on proccing his passive, which is super important as Vel'Koz to get that true damage. Orianna, a really safe laner. It's pretty hard to put one over on her. As long as she doesn't get ganked, it's nearly impossible to kill her 1v1. Especially post her first 2 items. Against an AD character, she would go a early locket, not locket, early hourglass. Sorry, I'm a little rusty on my item names. So early hourglass against AD makes it nearly impossible to kill her, and early chalice into Athene's is pretty much the bane of mid laners, AP mid laners. Now, Vel'Koz does have true damage, but most of his damage early on in the game is not from his passive. Once he gets ult, that does change a bit, and he gets a lot of true damage off of that passive. But until then, it's really hard for him to proc those 3 hits on someone who is not CC'd. So if he hits his E, he can get a good burst of damage off, but without hitting that E, it's hard to hit his skills, hit all 3 skills, and get that proc off. For those of you guys that don't know, he can auto-attack to keep the stacks on longer, but auto-attacking doesn't add a stack, so he needs to hit 3 spells in order to get that true damage passive off. Bot lane surprisingly kind of boring right now. I thought we would see a little more pressure coming out from Locked. His Thresh was excellent, got a lot of hooks. He keeps eating those Caitlyn traps. Young Banshee doing a really good job at placing those down in spots that are easy to conceal, hard to see. Lollilicious goes for the kill on Shady's, and unfortunately overextends. Stax is flashing to avoid that E and looking to pick up this kill, but Lollilicious escapes to his tower and is able to continue to fight another day. Sejuani also rotating in to help out. So no kills coming out of that mid lane, even after both junglers come. And yeah, I think both mid laners breathe a sigh of relief after that fight. Staxes looks like, oh sorry, let me get the let me get these ordered right for you so that you can see the lineups against each other. So top lane we have Nautilus versus Scion. Bottom lane is going to be, or sorry, jungle will be Vi versus Sejuani. Mid lane is Ori versus Nami, and supports Blitzcrank versus Nami, and ADCs Ashe versus Caitlyn. So Caitlyn with the slight CS lead over Ashe, but really it's that extra, those extra kills that have been the source of those items that she has. She's up an attack speed and a crit item against Ashe. Both of them have their BF sword, and she also has boots, which is really important for the early trades as Caitlyn, because you can just poke people from far away, and with that extra move speed, you can stay out of their range. If you don't have that extra move speed, it is possible for a character like Ashe, who also has a fairly long range, to be able to walk forward and get an auto attack off while you're stuck in your auto attack animation. A gank coming in from Staxes on bot. Very good job from them to focus on getting those kills bot and shutting down that Caitlyn. Really good stuff from Staxis and Locked, picking up kills for their carry. Ashe walks away with one of those kills. Blitzcrank, I believe, picked up the other. Yeah, he did. So getting kills on Blitzcrank isn't necessarily the worst thing, but I think they would definitely prefer if those two kills had gone over to Ashe. And honestly, I think they did have time to ensure that the kills went over to Ashe, and I think it's a little bit of a mistake not to have it happen. Beautiful snipe from Lollilicious, gets that Q damage off, and that's already starting to chunk a little bit. If I were Shady, I would not want to get hit by those. Ashe Arrow comes out and narrowly misses. Blitzcrank, flash hook, beautiful from Locke. A miss on the Ori ult, but it doesn't matter. They still pick up the kill. Blue team showing superior teamwork at this point in the game. They're really playing together as a team, rotating and picking up kills. Good stuff from them. Red team has had the solo game so far. Their 1v1 lanes have been better. Caitlyn obviously had a little bit of an advantage, getting a couple kills out in the beginning, but still really good stuff from them. Just playing that solo game. Trying to outplay in lane is one thing, but it is a team game, and blue team has the better teamwork at this point in the game. So not a lot of vision out from either team. Both teams have stuff around bottom mid lane, but not a lot of wards in the top part of the map. I think it would benefit. Oh wow, a lot of damage coming out from Lollilicious. Can't quite finish it off. Ori firing back some damage of her own. Both of these champions do a ton of damage to each other. Mid lane looks like they were thinking about counter ganking with the Sejuani, but again, she's just a little too late to be to make a real difference. Neither player dies again, and another sort of failed gank from blue team. Vi didn't use ult. Her ganks are not nearly as strong without ult, but yeah, maybe next time she comes around, she'll use ult and pick up a kill for Orianna. Orianna and Vel'Koz both doing a ton of damage and not building a lot of defense, so both of them are going to be blowing each other up. It looks like both of them are going for Morellonomicon first item, and CS and score are almost exactly the same for both players. So mid lane is extremely even right now. Blue team comes out with a beautiful, beautiful Ashe ult from kiting all day to snipe that Caitlyn off and follow up with the Staxes and locked special, making sure that they lock her down and give the kill over to Kiting. So Kiting now has 2 kills. He picked up one of those kills. The other one went over to the Vi, which getting some kills on Vi early is excellent. She can spread that gold around. She can make her presence known on the map and really make a difference in this game. So Locke taking a tower shot, not too big of a deal for him. He's already getting pretty tanky. I think that's only the first upgrade. Is that the second upgrade? Yeah. Relic Shield, still the first upgrade. I don't know where his tank is coming from, but he did not look like that tower damage hurt that bad. Mid lane, Relin picks up a kill for his team. Good gank from him. Lollilicious putting out a ton of damage already. His Vel'Koz is really a force to be reckoned with. I'm honestly terrified for the blue team later on. I think if he can get one good combo off with a W ult, maybe even an E thrown in there, he'll melt almost the entire team. Blue team really needs to look for him in the beginning and try to get a Blitz Hook or a Vi ult on him and take him out early before he does too much damage to their team. Bot lane, it's a 2v1 right now. Blitzcrank coming back down. It looks like he's going to go around, maybe, clearing out wards with that control ward. And he stays right there, shoots a blind hook, doesn't really get anything. But good idea from him. I think they could have capitalized if he had actually pulled someone there. I think maybe going around all the way and initiating would have been a good plan, but Ashe is low on mana. One ult is probably going to deplete her entire mana pool. I actually don't even know if she can ult at all. So not in the best position to fight. Shady's getting blown up by Lollilicious. Good stuff from him. And top lane, on the other hand, gets ganked, and the hook will secure the kill for Dang, and they are further extending their lead. Spreading the gold around, that's what I'm saying. So Vi has such a large impact on the map already. Has had such a large impact, and all the gold that goes to her just goes to furthering her team's lead, because she can be anywhere on the map. So I think her picking up some early kills is a really good thing for the blue team, even if they're not going on to their carry, which is Ashe. Mid lane struggling a lot now for the blue team. I think it would be beneficial for Staxes to, or Stax, how do you say your name? Stax. We'll just say Stax. Stax should put some more focus on mid lane and try to shut that Vel'Koz down. They have an amazing combo together. The Vi ult into the Ori ball on Vi, this kind of ball delivery system into the ult W should nearly one-shot that Vel'Koz. He's still extremely squishy. Picks up a Morellonomicon first item, and still very even on CS, but those extra deaths, those solo kills coming in from Vel'Koz are doing making a big difference in their early purchases. Vel'Koz finishing up his Morellonomicon before his lane opponent, Orianna. Bot lane has 3 members in it, 4, 5. They're grouping up bot lane. It looks like they're going to try to get the dragon, which spawns in 35. Once dragon spawns, they want to be in position with vision to be able to force the fight in a favorable situation for them. Beautiful pull from Locked. He's doing so much work for his team this game already. This Blitzcrank is just terrifying. A good Blitzcrank really has you on your toes, you know? The enemy team needs to be ready to dodge on a dime, because one hook equals death. So really good stuff from Locked, really helping his team secure the victory, really push their lead to the next level. Now, Noisy is still sitting top and has put some damage down on the turret. Getting that first tower is not an option anymore since blue team has taken the bot turret, but just being able to get that advantage of taking some extra gold for your team and opening up the top side of the map is definitely worth him staying up there and putting some damage on that turret. I don't think he will be able to take this turret down in time before Naught gets back, but he gets it real low, and one more push should do it, and he can take down that turret for his team. Top lane looking really dangerous for Noisy right now. Blue team is rotating up and looking like they're going to collapse, but they back off. Orianna soloing blue right now, going to get that for herself. I don't know if giving it over to her is actually the best choice. I feel like that extra 10% would be good on the buy instead, but it looks like she has a blue of her own, so it's kind of a moot point. Ori really needs to focus on not giving this blue to Vel'Koz, though. That would be really, really rough for him. The other team does not have a blue right now, and Vel'Koz with blue is really terrifying, even if he's not fed like he is right now. One blue buff could be enough to snowball that lead out of control. Sejuani picking up red buff for herself, while mid, it looks like they're grouping up for something big, but blue team not really biting. They sent Blitz. I think he's just going to ult this wave and back off. Doesn't even ult the wave. Yeah, I think red team is going to get a ton of damage on this turret before blue team can get in position to do anything about it. They got about half health. Ash Arrow comes in and misses. Nothing from these Ash Arrows so far. Ash Arrows have been really hit or miss this game so far. They've had some really good ones and some not so good ones. But I think all of the times that he shot them have been good times to shoot them. They've always had someone in position to follow up on it. It's just a matter of actually hitting that skill shot next time. Red team collapsing back to middle and rotating around as a team. And it looks like they're going to back off right now and buy. Not going for a top turret of his own. Maybe he's thinking he can win the race, even though I think he would be more helpful in mid. Red team really needs to capitalize right now on these two members top. I think they should be grouping up mid and pushing that turret. Ping goes out for the mid turret from the red team. I think they've realized the same thing, but they still have Caitlyn bot, and they really need her damage to come in. She's still the most fed. I think she has the most gold on their team at this point. Yeah, she has the most gold still on their team at this point, so they really need her to be able to force a fight. She's in a kind of an awkward spot though. She really needs to finish her IE before she gets any damage at this point. She's going to be hitting pretty weak right now. Without getting those crits in, she just doesn't do that much damage at this point. Top lane looks like they're going for a collapse. Nautilus in trouble, but manages to hook himself away to safety. Kiting all day and Locked are now sitting in mid, pushing up to the turret. Stacks clearing out wards and setting up vision for his team. Mid lane turret looks like it's in trouble unless red team steps it up and initiates a fight. Orianna getting some damage on Relin over the wall, but kind of shrugs it off, gets a Nami heal. He's alright. Locked clearing out wards for his team, while bot lane is pushing into the tower. Unfortunately, it looks like Ashe is going to miss most of that CS. That's some good XP and gold that she could have had. I think staying... Oh, loses the tower too. That's rough. I think staying mid would have been the better choice at this point in the game. I think if they get initiated on, they're going to be in a really bad spot. Thankfully for them, the red team's only initiation at this point in the game really is a Sejuani ult. Sion ult could be good if he gets enough players in it, but it just doesn't have that punch that Sejuani ult has in order to lock down the whole team and allow for Vel'Koz to just melt their faces. Vel'Koz picking up a blue buff for himself. That's really helpful for the red team because now he can just clear waves without worrying about his mana. So he can just keep throwing out Ws and clearing out waves for his team and keep the mid turret healthy. Ashe sticking around mid lane now, trying to farm up enough money to finish up her IE. Whichever carry finishes their IE first is going to be, if one of them finishes while the other doesn't for the next fight, that team is probably going to win that fight, barring a giant wombo from the red team. I think the blue team wombo is just not strong enough at this point. Blue team has a lot of knockdown, or not knockdown. They have a lot of lockdown, but not a ton of damage to follow it up at this point. They really need Orianna to get a little bit more buff and Ashe to finish up her IE before they get that damage power spike that'll allow them to finish off players that they CC. Now, on the flip side, the Blitz Hook is strong enough of a displacement tool that they should be able to pick up a kill off of it and snowball a fight off of that. Red team, on the other hand, has a much bigger wombo combo of a team comp. They can just insta-melt an entire team if they get a good ult series off. So I think blue team would benefit from putting pressure on different parts of the map instead of trying to force an all-out team fight. I think they'll lose a 5v5 team fight. And like I was saying, so that blitz hook, oh wow, beautiful arrow from Ash. Snipes off the Vel'Koz, but he ghosts out and gets out. Birds both of his summoner spells though, so next fight he's going to be in a really rough spot. So blue team, that's the magic of Blitzcrank right there. Blue team just gets a free pick off of that blitz hook, and that's pretty much it for the team fight for red team. They can't really do much off of that. Dang and Lollilicious going at it right now. Dang putting on the damage. Lollilicious decides to ult there. I don't know if that was a good choice, to be honest. I think it was kind of a waste. He wasn't gonna get that kill. Dang is just too big right now. He's a strong man. Blitzcrank looking around for hooks again. Red team really needs to put some wards in those bushes over there, or they're gonna get hooked over the wall and have a bad time. Locked, showing already that he is quite proficient at landing these skill shots. His Thresh earlier on was excellent, and his Blitzcrank follows in the same vein. Stax is stepping on a trap and cannot avoid that Nami ult. Nami bubble comes in as well. Caitlyn doing some damage and Vel'Koz, but it's just not enough. Cutting all day goes down. Red team's able to pick up the kill, and Staxis is in a really rough spot all by herself. That was a bad dive by him. Not a great team fight from Blue so far. Like I said, they really need that pick in the beginning. They should not be initiating on anything that's not a 4v5. Locked going in right now. 3 members on each team still alive. Very similar members as well. Young Banshee is still alive while Ash is not. And Ash was able to pick up her IE before the Caitlyn, but was focused immediately in the fight, so it did not make a difference. Caitlyn actually able to get off more damage from her that fight due to superior focus from the red team. Anida doing a great job of peeling as well for the Caitlyn. The blue team has a lot of dive champs, and her ult and bubbles are going to be the difference between life and death for Caitlyn and Vel'Koz. She needs to be extremely on point to keep her carries alive this game. Vi-ult obviously is unavoidable, but the knot can be peeled, and yeah, all the melee champions on the blue team can be peeled after they initiate. So a little bit of a lull in the game now. Both teams are just going to farm up and pad their stats a little bit before the next big fight, which will probably be at Dragon, which I believe is spawning soon. Blue team has picked up all 3 dragons so far. 1 Earth and 2... I don't know what that symbol is. I'm gonna say it's air. I don't know. Whatever. They have 3 dragons. They have the superior map control at this point and are up around 3k gold. It's not a huge lead considering the score, but red team has done a very good job of keeping farm up. Red team is out farming blue almost across the board. The only exception being the bot lane for blue team is actually out farming the bot lane for red team, but every other lane red team has the farm advantage, and that's what's keeping the gold lead so in check, you know? Keeping the gold lead in check by farming up. 10 to 6, not a huge difference. 3 turrets to 2. Really close game so far. The next couple fights are going to be instrumental in deciding who gets the advantage in this game. I think both teams are competent enough to finish the game out if they get 1 kill. Wow, beautiful combo on Lollilicious. Great pull into, oh wow, but an excellent fire back from the red team. Relin just destroying the bot lane by himself almost. And the carries from blue are, well, dead already. Ash is already dead. Orianna's pretty much dead. But just the numbers advantage is enough for blue team to continue this push. Dang is still at full health. Well, now not anymore. He's taking this turret for some reason. Oh my god. Noisy almost picks up that kill on Shady. It was really close. Oh, the turret comes in and snipes Shady off. That's unfortunate. Wow, okay, so this has gone really in red team's favor now. The blue team just kind of threw away their lead there by tanking turret shots for no reason. Blue team won that fight and then just tossed back the kills basically. At least the turret executed Ori, so no gold was gained by the red team for it, but still stopped the push in its tracks. Back to a lull in the game. I think Sejuani is just going to clear jungle out. Vel'Koz is going to push out bot, and the support should be looking to establish vision on Baron and Dragon right now. Establish vision on those map objectives, and whichever team gets the vision control in the end is the one who is going to have an advantage once the buff actually spawns. Again, really close game. 3 turrets to 2. But blue team has the slight lead in almost every facet. All right, Nami clearing out vision around the blue pit and just establishing vision. They're dancing around each other a bit, you know, probing for weaknesses. Blitz just looking for hooks at this point, which is exactly what he should be doing. If Blitz can get a hook on a squishy target, it means an instant 4v5. Anaya flashes away, preemptive flash away from Locked. I think that was a smart move. If she had died, that would have been really rough for her team, and that Blitz was coming in with a vengeance. Blood in his eyes. So, blue team with like 7 wards in that bush. I mean, sorry, red team. Red team with like actually 3 wards in that bush, 2 control wards and a vision ward. I don't know what happened there. It seems like they just kind of... oh my god! Blitz looking for the hook. Oh, almost gets it. Forces the flash on Lollilicious. Good stuff from Blitz. Locked really just doing a ton of work for his team. They start the... oh my god, that 4-man ult from Relin, but it really just doesn't do anything because his team's not there to follow up. That's unfortunate. But blue team is able to take the dragon, and a really good initiation, but it is fended off by that non-ult. Good stuff. Allows them to reinitiate and pick up the kill on Stax. Stax needs to chill out a little bit. Stax is, he was doing excellent work in the beginning of the game, but I feel like he's just dying in all of these team fights now. He's really squishy still. He hasn't built any defense at this point. He really needs to... that could be a Cinder Hulk, actually. I don't know. But he needs to play like he's squishy, because he is. He should not be the main initiator for his team until he gets a couple of defense items on him. Until then, they really need to rely on not initiating and blitz pulls to get their kills. Red team, on the other hand, has the Wombo combo. They just haven't used it yet. I really want to see that 4-man ult, that Relin had, along with a laser from Lollilicious and maybe a Q from Noisy. That would be enough to decimate any team. They just need to coordinate their ults and come together to make it happen. Red team establishing vision around Baron. Good stuff from them. Blue team needs to do the same if they want to keep the map objectives in their favor. They pick up their 4th dragon, by the way. 4 dragons to 0. That's something that I think stems from the jungle pressure being so much stronger. Jungler being so much stronger. Oh, wow. Den goes for the ult. It's kind of unnecessary, but Blitz pulls him back over the wall and picks up the kill on Caitlyn. And they're going to use this opportunity to go for Baron now. I think red team might have been able to do something about it if Vel'Koz was a little bit closer, but with Vel'Koz that far away, they're forced to give it up. And red team now with 5 members alive and all of them with Baron on them. It's going to be a rough time for red. They need to turtle hard and just wait this Baron out. Try to minimize damage as much as possible. Blue team doing a good job of splitting up their pressure by going to the top lane while the other 4 push down this turret. Not just laughing at that turret damage. He just... I don't think he took a single point of damage there. He is so tanky. That's a terrifying Nautilus already, and it's only 30 minutes into the game. Nautilus working on his 5th item now? Yeah, Nautilus working on his 5th item at this point. He is absolutely unkillable at this point. Scion also really tanky. Not quite on the level of Not, but still very tanky. He has that ZZ Rot though. It allows him to split push a lot better than Not. Not just doesn't really have the damage. He has some wave clear, but just not enough damage on the tower to be able to split push effectively. I actually would like to see a ZZ Rot come out for him as well. I think it would be instrumental in snowballing their lead even further by keeping up pressure on multiple parts of the map. The top laners have TP, so that allows them to split push and still make it back to the team in time for a fight, if a fight were to break out. But if their split push isn't effective in the first place, then the strategy doesn't really work because they don't put any pressure on. So Dang, with the help of his Baronized minions, is pushing into the bot tower, and his team rotates around to help. Good stuff from them. Ash Arrow comes out into the knot hook. Young Banshee is going down, not even a chance to live. Beautiful knockup from Dang on Lollilicious, stops that ult in its tracks. Sedge ult 5-man, but it's too little, too late. Blue team picks up a solid 2 kills, and almost a kill on Anida, and pushes in, takes the tower. This is going to be an inhib and quite possibly game at this point. Good stuff from blue team. Stax picking up a kill for himself and diving deep for the Nami, picks up a double for himself. Good stuff from Stax, lives, and this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Blue team has enough damage to finish the game off at this point. Nautilus taking that tower like a boss. Sorry, Blitzcrank is tanking it. Now Nautilus is, and it's doing no damage to him whatsoever. Caitlyn coming in to try to do something, but with 5 members still alive from the blue team, there's not much she can do. Blue team seals off the game and becomes the only 4-0 team. Good stuff from them. Red team taking their first loss of the night. It's not too late from them. I think we'll probably end up seeing these guys have another chance at it in grand finals. But for now, blue team remains the victor, led by their support, Locked. Really good play from him again. Just so much pressure from his support picks. He just is such a playmaker for his team. I can't even count the amount of fights that they started off 4v5 because he got just a nasty hook off. Anyway, that is it for round 4. I'm